Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Blitz, and in today's video, I will be playing in the worst performing Tier 10 in World of Tanks Blitz. What is that vehicle? Well, we're going to make our way to Blitz Analysis to find out with statistics. We can see the top 20 tanks by relative win rate. The Foch 155 just scrapes it into the 20th place, and then number 1 we have the Badger. But if we keep on scrolling down and down and down, we arrive at the lowest relative win rate, which appears to be the Leopard 1, followed by the Bosch Chatillon 25 ton and the Object 140. I actually find it quite surprising to see these three vehicles below the FE2 and 5B 183. I mean, even the 121B and Sheridan 2100 LT, it really shows the disconnect between understanding how to play lights and mediums compared to a lot of other classes of tanks in the game. That's why vehicles like the Badger and the Type 71 that don't require as much brain cells to perform well in are doing so much better statistically. Now, the Leopard 1 is the worst performing Tier 10, and while that may paint it a bad picture, it is actually quite a good vehicle. The Leopard's real downside is armor. It has absolutely no armor. You can penetrate it on the side with high explosive, and it's gonna fall apart quite quickly. But while it may not have armor, everything else about the Leopard, and I mean everything else, is absolutely amazing. It has 3,500 damage per minute. That is a crazy amount of DPM, especially when you realize I'm running calibrated shells. If I was running gun rammer, it's 3,772. Also, the Leopard 1 has 360 damage per shot, which makes it one of the highest alphas for mediums in Tier 10, apart from a vehicle like the 121B. The Leopard has great pen, 268 and 330, and when it comes to the gun depression, it's at 9 degrees. Mobility-wise, the tank has a power to weight of 22.8, a top speed of 65, reverse of 23. It's an incredibly mobile vehicle. As I said, the Leopard's only weakness is the fact that it has very little armor. And it's a big tank. It's not a small vehicle, so anybody that spots this thing is going to try to take advantage of it. However, a player like myself, or anybody that understands the strengths and weaknesses of the Leopard, can do extremely well in it. And that is why it is one of the most popular Tier 10s in the game as well. So it really is kind of weird to see the Leopard as the worst performer, yet a super popular tank amongst everybody. The thing that I've never understood is why the Leopard is such a popular line for newer players. I guess it's because the Leopard is a known tank in real life. It's a historical tank that everybody's like, wow, I want to get in Blitz, you know, kind of like the Tiger. But the problem is that it's really not a line for beginners. This is probably one of the worst lines for a beginner, as we could see with the statistics. So here we are in our first battle. What do we have up against us? We got a Bosch Chatillon 25 ton, a WZ 120, and that's all they got for mobility. Apart from that, an Emil 2, WZ 113, and a VK 7201K for heavies, and finishing off with the TDs, we got an Object 704 and a Jägerpanzer. So we're going to make our way into the front line here. You can see that fantastic mobility playing into work. And for now, I'm just going to chill a little bit back here. Yes, 140. The big brain. But I don't want to push up. Obviously, playing over aggressive until I see something like base B being captured is not something I'm always comfortable doing. But now that we can see the base is being captured, I'm going to start to make my way in a little bit more aggressive. We're going to take the low route so the TDs aren't going to be able to do anything to me. And we're going to try and capture this base. Can I capture it? Well, we got some tanks chilling here. We got the 704, WZ-120. I only have a couple. Oh boy, that is not a very fun or exciting sight to see. And he hits that? Wow. It did not look like on my screen I was exposing that much of my hull, but I guess I was. Okay, well, looks like everybody wants a piece of Droodles today. We get another nice shot into the bat chat. Yag looks like he wants to go for me. Unfortunately for him, he misses the shot. We managed to finish off the bat chat, and now the WZ-120 wants to go for me. WZ, we get a nice tracking shell into, which is pretty nice. And if this WZ doesn't repair his track quick enough, I was about to say, we're going to track him again, which we did right there. Pretty good. All right, let's see if we can get another shell into his tank. Maybe in the hatch. Nice. There you go. Another nice tap into the WZ. And I don't think he's enjoying his company all too much anymore. Another nice shot into the WZ. And with that, this enemy is no longer alive. Wow. All right, sorry. I had a bit of a stroke there as I was just trying to decompress what I just went through. We absolutely carried that situation, but that is what this tank can be capable of doing. The Leopard does have that fantastic gun. You can see I get an absolutely beautiful snapshot into the Object 704's track wheel, and we're going to go for it again. There you go. Another tracking shell into the Object 704, and with that we have absolutely pinned this player down. We're going to track him again, and this is where having that insane DPM and alpha just feels so insane. So with that, we've got the Jagdpanzer E100 off to the side, and he might have the shell, and he did. I did not think the Jag actually had the shell. I thought he had fired at our waffle. Unfortunately for me, it looks like he actually did have the shell. I thought I had a little bit more time to get towards his side. But you know what? I can't really complain. We did over 4,000 damage, single-handedly carried the medium flank, and even though we made that mistake in the end, I can't complain all too much. So, yeah, this will be a pretty solid victory. The Waffle is hopefully going to penetrate the Yag, which he does. Very nice heat shell right into the superstructure. It looks like the Yag must have shot. And, well, Yag fired again, so hopefully our Waffenträger takes good advantage of that. Even if the Yag does shoot the Waffle, there's no opportunity to die, unless the Waffle messes up the shot, but it's pretty hard to mess up that shot when you have the entire lower plate of a massive vehicle like the Jag. Waffle's running Spalliner, and this is going to be the end of the Jagdpanzer E100. So here we go. Yes. All right. Well, there you have it. Our first victory was a very solid game at that, and it clearly showcased the strengths and weaknesses of the Leopard 1. Weaknesses are armor. I mean, you saw the Jag went right through me. I didn't even realize that much of my turret was poking, but I guess it was. So, yeah, the tank's got absolutely no armor, which is a big bummer, but it makes sense because you saw what I was capable of doing, especially when I added on that skill with a little bit of flavor to the enemy opponents. They could not counter me. The WZ-120 tried to, got absolutely bedoinked. The Batchat thought it could beat me. Nope, not when you're 500 DPM less than me. And the Jagdpanzer, even though he did stand a pretty good shot against me on both of the shots he fired, still, unfortunately, it was too late for him to try and clutch that game. I was really just hoping there, as you saw, that I could get around that Jag. Looks like he was not on a reload. All right, here we are. Battle number 2. What do we have up against us? Leopard PTA and a T-55A. They also have an Object 263. So, 3 tanks that I might have to worry about on medium side. Specifically, that 263 is the big worry. Now, I'm going to take the same route I always do every time. I'm going to go up this bridge and cut over here because it's a lot easier to catch people off, especially with the tank as mobile as the Leopard. It's really easy to do this, and then if anybody tries to poke base C, we can get a very easy snapshot into them. Although it appears that nobody's going to see. We do have the 263. There you go. Very easy shot right into the lower plate. You can notice just the absolutely fantastic gun on this vehicle. 263 pokes, get another shell into his poor tank, and with that we've taken off over 600 hit points. 263 really is not in a good spot right now, because it's either turn to the Type 71, or, well, you get to sit here and stare at me. I'm just going to chill here. Unfortunately, it looks like our teammate is not doing all too well. The Badger is looking at me now, which is not fun. The 263 is, oh boy, this is a whole kerfluffle. Thankfully, it looks like the Badger did get shot, and you know what? If the Badger's not going to look at me, I'll take advantage of that. There you go. Enjoy the shell, courtesy of me. All right, well, if the Badger pokes again, we can get another very easy shot into his tank. And that's exactly what we're going to do right there. The Badger does not have the gun depression to shoot me either. Then he misses the shell on me. And with that, well, we've done pretty decent so far. Let's see if we can get a tracking shell into the 55A. I tried, but it looks like it just went a little bit shy of the track wheel. Doesn't really matter all too much, though, as we're going to get... Oh, well, that was just a bad shot for me, I'm going to be honest. I aimed that just a tad bit too low, and because of that, the shell unfortunately did miss. But doesn't look like it matters all too much as we get another shell into the enemy T-55A. Now I'm going to use that great mobility this tank has to get towards the side of the 55A. Aw, that was another bad shot for me. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit loopy right now. I had a lot to eat today. I had a whole big burger, and my brain's a little bit fried. So if I miss a couple easy shots here or there, give me a little break. But we're doing pretty good overall. We still dealt 2,500 damage, and I mean, you can see I really enjoy the Leopard. Like, it definitely has some downsides, but the gun is so nice on the tank, it just doesn't care. I mean, this VK-72, it has literally, what, like 1,500 less DPM than me, this VK is just going to get absolutely pounded by me over and over and over. So we're going to go for another shell here. We're going to go for his track wheel. There you go. Nice tracking shot. And what that allows me to do is use my mobility and get to the other side of his tank. There you go. Unfortunately, it looks like he is going to wedge me, and he might HE it, but honestly, I could care less even if he does. Doesn't matter. He doesn't HE it, which is, I guess, nice. We can YOLO the E100, but judging that the E100 just shot doesn't make a difference. 4,656 damage, even with those poor shots from me. I mean, the Leopard's a great tank. As long as you understand situational awareness, how to drive it and what to do, you'll do fantastic in it. It definitely has downsides, but I think it's a great tank, which really shows the stark contrast between the average performance of players in this game and how you can truly take advantage of a really good vehicle. When it comes to more skilled players, I would actually say the Leopard 1 is a really good tank. I would say bad tanks for really skilled players, probably the Object 260, probably maybe the 121B's on the mid-level. It's not a good or bad tank. I'd just say it's pretty well balanced right now. But there's a lot of tanks that are decent for lower skilled players that when you actually get more skilled become worse, because the reason they do so well for lower skilled players is because of the armor is troll, the fact that they can get away with poking sideways. But once you're really skilled, you can take advantage of the gun, the DPM, the mobility, and gun depression of a vehicle like the Leopard, and then absolutely butcher the enemy team. And that's what we did. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.